What is up, guys? Welcome back to another maxyoshi lifts gym video. It is a good day. It is Sunday. Well, actually it's leg day, so my day's fucking ruined. But anyway, we're on the bulk, so lifts are going to be going up, which makes me feel good. 3 or 4 sets, 3 sets for every exercise, and then that should be 12 sets in total, which is pretty spot on for what I want to, for the growth goals I want to achieve. 2 scoops of C4 Blue Ras with creatine added in. Code maxyoshi for 10% off and free shipping on nzsupps. Get yourself some supps. They're in New Zealand. I know, in being in New Zealand, it fucking sucks getting anything because it's like, $50, you can get 5 supplements. And then you go on the website and it's US, Canada only for like everything, pretty much. Why am I bulking? I've been talking about bulking for a few videos now, but I haven't actually been saying why I've started bulking. I've been main gaining for probably the last 2 years straight, and main gaining for me looked like pretty much staying the same weight, just shuffling around the body composition, you know, less fat, more muscle, that kind of thing. But I don't really like being comfortable, you know. A few months into something, I'm looking for a bit of a change. The easy part for me is the gym. And the hard part, any good lifter will tell you the hard part is the nutrition and the sleep. But I'm enjoying the gym on the bulk. Weights going up, lifts are going up. So I might up my calories a little bit more, maybe up to 2,900 in the next coming weeks, maybe in 2 weeks. But I'm seeing some significant weight gain on 2,700. I was taking about 2,400, 23, 24, somewhere around there, just over 2,000. But I bumped it up to 2,700, and it's feeling pretty good. I switched the settings on my mic, so it's like more of a vocal recording instead of like just a crazy noise suppression-y type. So if you do hear more like road noise and car noise and vroom vroom whatever, I'm sorry, but I think it does sound better. I had a thought this morning, because I like watching Sam Sulek and I like what he's doing with his content. It's not like from the start he was never trying to be an influencer. And I don't think I would make that good of an influencer. Like, I don't really aspire to be super rich and famous like a Gymshark young LA athlete, or like my whole thing is fitness. Like, I liked Sam Sulek's way of just documentation. Like, didn't make super intricate edits or like talk about political or call anyone out, you know, just him, car talk, weights, car talk again, end of video, for like a couple years. But I guess if it works for him, then it could work for anyone if you've got enough charisma, per se. Because if Sam Sulek was like 160 pounds, I don't know if he'd have quite the same following. He probably would have like around 100k subs or something, but like certainly not to the extent of like 5 million people at the height of his whatever. He was getting like 5 mil like on the daily. That to me is crazy. I live in a country of 6 million, so to have 5 million people watch mine or someone else's vlog every day, that's pretty unheard of. There's probably going to be a lot of jump cuts in this car talk, at least for the start, while I'm starting out. Kind of more documentation style, because when you post videos, you kind of fall into that trap of like the Mr. Beast, like, hey guys, what's going on? Today I'm gonna be doing the 1 million rep challenge. I don't want to be like that, you know. I just want to talk to camera as if it was like my buddy or like a friend. Of course, it's not going to be 100% natural, but it's going to be a lot more natural than like, what's going on, guys? Welcome back, maxyoshi squad. I don't think I'd ever bring myself to that level, unless of course it came with a hefty paycheck my way. But I kind of wanted to also do a more documentation style, because I'm gonna sound like a nerd, but when I have really hard trouble falling asleep, I like chuck on one of those Sam's like 8-hour car talk, sleep help, whatever videos, and it actually does make me go to sleep. I don't know, it'd be interesting to see if you guys, sorry, I'm talking like Mr. Beast again. It'd be interesting to see if I prefer editing it kind of more raw, you know, like a documentary, or if I just like doing my 6-minute kind of short car talk, gym music overlaid, or if the raw documentary style videos are more to my liking. Because I'm kind of just playing around with ideas. I'm still brainstorming. I'm like a year into this channel, but I'm kind of still finding my groove, like what I want to do, my formula per se. Like, I don't want to be a Sam Sulek copy, because there's no reason to watch this channel, because you might as well just go watch Sam Sulek, you know what I'm saying? But like, I really do like the dedication he's putting into his documentary style videos, and not like paying some big fancy editor and getting fucking cameramen and heaps of, you know, just a more like down-to-earth style of videos. I just realized sitting at that traffic light that people were looking at me from the car beside me. They were looking at me like I was absolutely insane, because they saw my camera recording me, which, yeah, I probably look a little bit strange in like traffic, sitting in this little car talking to myself. But that's definitely something I can get used to. This gym driveway is like, has more acne than like a teenager's face. I don't know what it is, if it's like the gradient of the hill that the driveway's on, or if it's the type of asphalt, because it just falls apart. Okay, we made it to the gym. Looks like I have no eyebrows, oh my goodness. Okay, squat time. I've got 90 kilos. I don't think I've squatted this heavy in like... Seven's decent. I got hack squat, 100 kilo. I think that's 225 pounds. Try to go for like 10.
Yes, I'll sit down, but I don't have his number either. Fix him, I can't come, and I can't get him. Yeah, so if you want to take it, I want it.
10. I probably could have got 12, but I got 2 more sets. Alright, we've got leg curls, lying leg curls. I don't really like the seated one, but I've never really tried it like properly in my program. So I've got lying leg curls. Let me just get my mics on. Yep. Gonna go for like 12, but I'm gonna like try and really squeeze it. Kind of like the biceps of your leg. And I love biceps. This one that really hurts if you do it properly. Leg extension. Probably my most hated leg movement. Just because I'm not good at it. I never have been. This is my top set, so it's heavy as fuck. It's gonna be sloppy, but I got my 2 other sets to go nicer on the form. Yeah, I don't know, I've never been good at leg extension. 2 more sets, better form, and then onto calves. Calf raise. 105 pounds, I think, maybe kilos. Who knows? Two more sets. Posing and I'm out of here. Okay. Hope this stays in focus, but pretty good gym session. Rate that a solid maybe 8 out of 10, but a leg day is probably never going to be 10 out of 10. Good pump, except my quad pump is kind of gone, but my calves are pretty fired up right now. So I'm not taking my fucking pants off because I'm not comfortable, but that's what we're looking like. I always finish my workout off with calves, so my calves are always pumped, but my quads aren't. I have trouble flexing this one. I have no trouble flexing this leg, but this one, the whole left side of my body can't really do it as good as my right, but calves are looking good. They've got that kind of, especially this one. Fuck you. I don't know. I just hate posing with calves and hate posing with legs, but gotta get used to it. Gonna get in the car now. All done in the gym for leg day. probably gonna struggle of things to say because I'm always so fucking drained after leg day. Like I can't even think. Like I said in the intro, I think I do well cutting, but oh boy, if I come into leg day when I'm cutting with that or more intensity, it's gonna be a struggle to think, but nonetheless, pretty solid leg day, I might add. For me anyway. I have some struggles with intensity on leg day. I just, because I usually trade legs on a Sunday, so Sunday's always like sleepy day, like tired, like relax, but I don't know, I just get used to it with time, I guess, putting more effort in and kind of dialing in. But squats, pretty well. My filmed set, I did 90 kilo, which is 5 more than last week, which is very positive. And I did it for more reps than I did last week, which is good. I think the most I've ever squatted is 100, so 90 for like 7. That's pretty good going. Do comment down below if you prefer this sort of more like raw footage. I know I probably do, and I know my editor definitely will prefer this. The editor's me, by the way, because it's a lot simpler to edit. I don't know, I think I'd do this format, obviously, but go between having the music over the workout and having maybe a voiceover over the workout, or if I just feel like watching myself work out, you can just have nothing and just hear the grunting. But I know some people find that cringe, but I find it interesting actually, because some of my heavy sets I'm really silent, but then some of them are also very loud, so it's interesting to see like what exercises, like, not to say that grunting is a form of, a gauge of intensity, but obviously if I'm grunting, I'm a very quiet person, so if I'm grunting in the gym, I'm probably going pretty hardcore. So not basing my intensity gauge off of the grunting, but, it's an indication. It's a tool, per se. I've been kind of struggling with appetite after my heavy sessions, especially in the weekend, because at work you have the set break times where you can sort of gauge, okay, I've got 15 minutes here. I like to have a muesli bar and a protein shake in the first break. Then maybe lunch break's a little bit longer and you can have the time to, slow down and enjoy like a meal prep, like rice and chicken, or like a pie from the corner store. But on a weekend it's very unstructured, so I wake up at 10:30, 11, and then that's already half the day gone. So eat breakfast and then my first meal's done and it's about 12, so I'm already halfway through the day. On a normal weekday I would have eaten maybe 2, maybe 3 meals by then, so I'm kind of just getting used to that. But basically I come home from the gym and I'm not hungry. My hunger levels are through the floor, bottom dollar. But I find that for me, drinking a bunch of water can kind of stretch your stomach out. I don't know if that's 100% anatomy true, but for me, I definitely get more hungry if I sip on a little bit of water. Can you get off my side of the road? There was 3 cars in a row that was on my side of the road. But yeah, right now, all I'm focused on, 2,700 calories a day and at least 120 grams of protein. I know that might sound really low, but I'm only 120 pounds. And if I'm going off 1 pound per body weight, 1 gram per pound of body weight, that's pretty good. But usually I get up around 150 to almost 200, which is completely adequate for right now. I've seen on some studies that you actually need, like, again, I'm not a doctor, so, but you actually need less protein on a bulk and more on a cut. Something to do with like retaining muscle or like building muscle. You don't need as much as like when you're in a deficit or something. But just know that on a cut, I'm gonna really have to start tracking every single protein. And I've kind of got into the habit of only like keeping in mind protein on my app from dedicated protein sources. So things like meat, eggs, milk, dairy, freaking protein bars, shakes, whey, fish, you know, protein sources. So if I'm getting 5 grams of protein from keto bread, I mean, it is protein, but I'd rather have the peace of mind that it's coming from a dedicated protein source. That way, at least I'm over it. I'd rather overestimate than underestimate. I am employed. I have a job. I work full time. So all of you full-time lifters out there can relate to working out in the morning and after work. It's busy. That's why I only film on the weekends for now. I might start filming after work if I'm doing this more documentary style. Because the documentary style, I'd like to make it a daily thing, you know? Because it's easy. It's easy to make, and I like making them. If I've got a video where I've got to make heaps and heaps of edits, and I don't truly believe in like making them like super edited, I'm gonna dread editing it, and it's gonna be. I've had weeks where I've put off videos, like 2 or 3 weeks. Not these ones though. I can churn them out in about an hour. Fully home on the SD card and export it. I can do it in about an hour. I have one of the narrowest cars that you can buy, like an actual car that's not like a stupid one of those mobility cars. I've got one of the narrowest cars on the production car market, and it feels so good when there's a gap just big enough to fit a little car, because people behind you want to follow you, and then they go in, and then they're like, oh fuck, you know, the car in front of me is half the width. This car pulls dads in shorts all day, every day. So if you want a car that pulls dads in shorts, get one of these. Don't tell this car this, but I do need to kind of buy a daily. I've been looking at like an 05 Camry, an 05, 06 Camry, just because that's like the daily. Like, you've never heard of someone saying, oh, my Camry broke down. Just made it home now. I'm gonna go in and probably, I don't know, I kind of want to make one of those videos where I talk to the camera while eating. But I guess we'll have to see in the next clip. Oh, busted. Little cookie after the gym. Ridge Piana reference. I never actually watched Ridge Piana because I'm quite a new lifter. Been lifting since 2023, so 3 years in. By the way, I'm just filming and eating post-workout meal. But yeah, I kind of like Rich Piana's. I see all his edits on TikTok, of course. But I didn't realize that he was like the original Sam Sulek. Like 50-minute day in the life, gym, eat, sleep. For me, this is what it usually looks like on a bulk. No, it's not the most nutritious meal, but yeah. Until I start seeing some fat, I'm just going to continue eating because this is how I like to bulk. So we've got 6 of these mini cheese Krankskis, they're called. They're just like little mini cheese sausages. They go in the air fryer, they kind of blow up. So you kind of lose a little bit of macros with the cheese coming out and being stuck in the air fryer, but oh well, they're crispy and good. So I'd say about 400 calories, maybe a good 30 grams of protein right there. Another 400 calories, so that's 800. But no protein. I'm not counting the protein in this. I heat these up as well, because I hate crunchy cookies. I love freshly baked cookies. I mean, who doesn't? But some people like the crispy cookies, but I can't stand them. Got the OJ for the vitamin C. I think that's about 100 calories. So altogether, we've got 400, 800, 900 calories. So probably doesn't look like it, but it's nearly 1,000 calories. So I'm just going to sit here, wait for these bad boys to cool down, because they are piping hot. Like, the fat to protein ratio is pretty much 1-to-1, which, I mean, for me, I don't mind, because I basically need every macro I need, like every macro I can. But I know if I was cutting, they probably would not be the first call of action. By the way, today is the last day of the week where I don't have groceries. Like, I'll go tonight, so that's why I'm kind of eating a struggle meal. But I've been researching, like, I've been watching heaps of Sam Sulek like diet videos, bulk and cut. I'm kind of piecing together what I like. I do really like green beans. I don't mind broccoli, but I like green beans more. Green beans is number one for me in terms of vegetables. I don't like carrots. I hate carrots. I like lettuce, but again, 0 macros pretty much. No nutrition. Well, there's obviously some nutrition, but a lot less than, say, like an avocado or like even a carrot. Carrots aren't even that nutritious. But I've seen the Trend Twins and Sam Sulek have like the greens powder, which is like supplemented nutrients from greens, obviously. But I mean, I'm not that hardcore into it. Like, I'm not gonna eat my greens and have green powder, so I might as well just get produce. I've read a lot of well, I've seen a lot of kind of bodybuilders buying kosher products, because they're a lot better for you in terms of ingredients. Like, there's no seed oils or like food colorings and bullshit like that. But we don't really have kosher here. I hope this isn't like grossing you guys out with the chewing, but I don't know. I thought I wanted to talk about my bulking while eating, because that's kind of in context. So the goals I have with bulking, obviously want to gain mass, but in terms of numbers, I'm 120 pounds now. I'd like to get up to around, I want to get up to around 150 pounds at my height. I don't think I've talked about my height a lot, but I'm 5'0". So 150 pounds at 5'0". It might sound light, but I'm gonna be looking pretty, like, you know. Like tonight I've got salmon and rice. I'm gonna go to the grocery store, get a bunch of meat, eggs, any dairy, protein shakes, some chips, some bread, green beans, some broccoli. I think that'll be about it for now. But the main staples of the diet are protein sources: meats, poultry, dairy, and pure carbs. Not like bullshit like fucking Twinkie carbs, fucking what are those Pop-Tart carbs. Like, just straight bread, maybe even keto bread. I used to watch Sam Sulek when he first started bulking, and was like first crazy on, well, not when he started bulking, but when he first started on YouTube documenting his bulking, he used to eat some outrageous meals, like 4 packs of noodles, fucking 2 liters of Kool-Aid. I might not be going to that extent, but I could probably afford a bit more goy. Let me know if sitting here with me while I'm eating is weird, because I'm more doing it for like myself in the future to look back on. Like, it would be nice to be famous, but I don't really care. I think it would be worse to be famous. You couldn't go out anywhere. You'd always be busy. And the thing with influencing, like getting money as being an influencer, is you don't necessarily know when your next paycheck is. Like, you can be a signed athlete and get like 100K a year, but if you're like freelance and you're getting paychecks from like YouTube or TikTok Shop, I don't know, whatever the fuck you do, but that's not guaranteed. Like, if you break your arm and you have to stop posting, you're fucked. But I guess that goes with any job. Like, if I broke my leg, I would get fired. I'm not saying my employer is not good. I'm saying that the job requires 2 legs to be working. My boss is great. I like him. But I've been full-time for about 6 months now. It's not actually too bad. Like, I know the whole deal with like, well, being unemployed, gotta be unemployed. I kind of like working, because you like go to work, you do something, you feel like you've done something. With my job, I go home and feel like I've helped out, and been a team member. I can understand if you're like working at Walmart or like a supermarket, how that can feel unfulfilling, because you're not actually completing like to a goal per se. Like, you're just stocking something or you're filling something up and then you do the next thing. But if you get a job that you like, and there's like for me, there's like a goal of like something, because I worked in a supermarket for like 3 years, and that shit was so boring. I hated it, and I only worked like 2 days a week. Not to say that they were a bad employer, not throwing shade, but supermarket jobs in general, they're pretty soul crushing. But you can tell by the way some people talk to cashiers and stuff that they've never worked retail. I tried it when I talk to cashiers. I'd be like short, simple. You know, obviously think about what you want before you get there, instead of you get to the front of the line, you're like, shit, what do I want? What do you want? Oh, fuck. You guys do milkshakes? Oh, it's right there. Oh, fuck. Like, bro, I hate that. I get secondhand embarrassment. But yeah, goals with the bulk: 150 pounds, 65 kilo. Then I'll be looking pretty puffy. Then I can think about cutting back down. I wouldn't get super, super lean. I'd probably just get to like 50 kilo, which is, I think, about 112 pounds, I'm pretty sure, or like 110. That sounds super, super low weight, but for me it's not, because I'm literally 5'0". So I don't look super, super crazy anorexic at 110 pounds, but if I had bulked before that and cut body fat, I'd look pretty freaky. But that's way in the future. I grew up watching Sam Sulek and Shansbra. I don't know if you guys have heard of Shansbra, but he's like the biggest influencer in my country. He's just like a fucking mass monster. Like, I grew up watching all of the mass monsters. Like, I watched Dorian Yates's videos and stuff. Kevin Levron, not so much a mass monster, but still a very, very big competitor. Sam Sulek, of course, is pretty freaking huge. Trend Twins. Been watching them since before I started lifting. They're funny. I think I don't want to be an influencer, but if I had to say I had a goal as being an influencer, would be going and working out with the guys over at Feral Supplements, aka Chris and Mike Tren, because the Tren Twins just seem funny and like apparently they're pretty down to earth. Another person I'd like to meet is probably Greg Doucette, because just of how experienced he is, and he seems pretty like, yeah, his videos are pretty clickbaity, but that's what you've got to do if you're a news influencer on anything really. If you're a news reporter or whatever, you kind of hype it up a bit. But he doesn't hold grudges. He like just says what he wants, what he thinks. Like he doesn't like take opinions from other people and kind of spreads the word. He will only give an opinion if he has his own opinion, which I think is pretty cool and pretty rare in the fitness space these days. It seems like whenever someone puts someone down, a bunch of other people start saying the same thing, which, you know, you don't want to be the guy that has a second-hand opinion from someone else, and then, like, if I have an opinion on someone, it's going to be my opinion. It's not going to be influenced by, like, what my parents think, or what my friends think, or other people tagging me on Instagram think. And if I haven't met them, or if I haven't encountered them, then I probably won't have an opinion. And I think that people these days need to take that mindset into account, that if you haven't interacted with something, or if you've heard other people talking about it, something, but you don't have an opinion, then don't say anything, because if you don't have an opinion, then you could be straight like flaming someone for no reason, of no fault of their own. Not nice. So it's about 4 o'clock. I think I've eaten, so that was 900. I think I've had about 1,000 this morning, so 1,900. Got dinner to go. Got a salmon over rice, which is going to be pretty awesome, I'd say. Cook it, skin down, cold pan, wait for it to separate, boom, flip 1 minute. Perfect. Fucking love salmon skin. But I can see why people would get freaked out by, like, they're like, oh fuck, like, that's like skin, but because you don't usually eat the skin on things, if you think about it. Just don't think too hard when you're eating meats, and, you know, because that's how vegans are made. They're like, no, I don't want to eat this. This was an animal. But I mean, that's what we've been doing for like 1 billion years, eating other animals. I guess I'm a bit biased because I'm trying to gain as much mass as I can. You don't see a lot of vegan fitness influencers, or they're not super huge in the gym, you know. They're kind of like a little bit thin. That's going to be the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if you didn't like this. If you like this, please leave a thumbs up or a dislike so I can actually see if people like this or not. Remember to drink your water, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.